We opened June 6th, 2000 as the D-Day Museum almost immediately, based on feedback from visitors, from veterans, and the actions of our Board of Trustees. We decided that we were going to take on the whole story of World War II and actually are designated by an act of Congress as America's National World War II Museum. So when you come to visit the museum now, you learn about how we got into the war in the first place in the lead up to the attack on Pearl Harbor. You learn about the contributions of the home front, which were so instrumental to our success. We have galleries dedicated to all of the war in Europe and the Pacific. We have a restoration pavilion for our artifacts. We have an education center. We have a live entertainment venue that brings forward just magnificent programs from the 1940s. So it is really a very comprehensive, immersive experience that gives you really a full appreciation of World War II and its impact on our country and really the entire world.
During World War II, Americans all over the country were asked to do without certain things, to undergo rationing, to do without coffee, sugar, gasoline. Here in New Orleans, folks were also asked to do without Mardi Gras. There were still parties and balls and dances, but they all took on a patriotic flair. There's actually images of Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty as the king and queen of Carnival. So in 1943, for instance, there was a giant bond drive and concert on Canal Street in between Baronne and Carondelet. The city set up a giant bandstand, and there were several bands that played that day. And the city raised over $1 million in war bonds. And we do have some evidence in the collection that New Orleanians who were serving overseas did celebrate Mardi Gras. One of the stories in particular is from the 24th General Hospital, and that was a hospital unit that was based out of Tulane University. And in 1944 and 1945, when they were serving overseas, they did hold Mardi Gras balls. So they called themselves the Mystic Crew of Snafu. And snafu is, of course, chaos or situation normal all fouled up. And so they really played on that. And it's similar in character to what you might see in Crew de Vue, you know, very satirical costumes with some of the doctors and nurses even dressing up as Mussolini and Hitler. So you see, you know, the war-themed costumes even overseas while the war is going on. So the first Mardi Gras after World War II was in 1946. Many servicemen and women were just returning home, so it took a long time for those serving to be discharged and to be brought back to the United States. So by Mardi Gras, a lot of people were really just getting back from the war. So it was a really fantastic time.